Conquering Everest, the first ascent to the roof of the world. Chapter 1, The Mountain of Mystery. For centuries, Mount Everest, the highest peak on Earth at 8,849 meters, 29,032 feet, stood unconquered, a silent guardian of the sky. To the local Sherpas of Nepal and Tibet, it was Komolungma, the goddess mother of the world. But to Western explorers, it was the ultimate challenge. From the early 1920s, British expeditions attempted to climb Everest. The most famous was in 1924, when George Mallory and Andrew Irvine disappeared near the summit. Did they reach the top before vanishing? No one knew, and their lost bodies became part of Everest's deadly legend. Over the next 3 decades, Everest repelled every climber. Many died in the attempt, and the mountain was considered too dangerous, too unforgiving. However, in 1953, a new British expedition led by Colonel John Hunt set out with a clear goal: reach the summit or die trying. Among the climbers were Edmund Hillary, a determined New Zealander, and Tenzing Norgay, a skilled Sherpa mountaineer from Nepal. They were about to make history. Chapter 2, The Long Road to the Summit. In March 1953, the British expedition set off from Kathmandu, Nepal, accompanied by 362 porters and 34 Sherpa guides. Their journey led them through dense forests, roaring rivers, and frozen glaciers before reaching base camp, 5,364 meters (17,598 feet). From here, they began their grueling climb, setting up a series of camps higher up the mountain. Camp 1, after crossing the deadly Khumbu Icefall, a moving sea of ice blocks and crevasses. Camp 2, 6,400 meters (21,000 feet), a base at the foot of the Lhotse face, a steep wall of ice. Camp 3, 7,200 meters (23,600 feet), where the thin air made every breath a struggle. Camp 4, 7,900 meters (26,000 feet), the last stop before entering the death zone. Beyond 8,000 meters, the death zone awaited, where the oxygen level was so low that the human body slowly began dying. Even with oxygen tanks, climbers became delirious and weak. Some collapsed and never got back up. On May 26, 2 climbers, Tom Bourdelin and Charles Evans, made the first attempt at the summit. They reached 8,750 meters, 28,700 feet, just 300 feet from the top. But then, their oxygen system failed, and they were forced to turn back. The final chance now rested on Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. Chapter 3, The Final Climb. At 4 a.m. on May 29, 1953, Hillary and Tenzing set off from Camp 4. It was freezing cold, the wind howling like a beast. Their oxygen tanks felt heavy, and every step drained their energy. As they climbed higher, the lack of oxygen made their heads pound. Their hands and feet numbed with cold. But they kept moving, one step at a time. Then, they reached their greatest challenge, a 40-foot rock wall near the summit, later named Hillary's Step. Hillary cut steps into the ice with his axe and slowly pulled himself up. Tenzing followed, gripping the icy rock with sheer determination. Beyond the step, the summit came into view. At 11:30 a.m., they took their final steps onto the highest point on Earth. For the first time in human history, 2 men had stood at the top of the world. Chapter 4, The Legacy of the First Ascent. Standing at the summit of Everest, Hillary and Tenzing shook hands, then embraced. They had done the impossible. Tenzing placed a small offering of food in the snow, a gesture of respect to the mountain. Hillary took photographs, capturing the historic moment. After 15 minutes, they began their dangerous descent. When they returned to base camp, the news was sent to London. On June 2, 1953, the world learned of their success, on the same day as Queen Elizabeth II's coronation. It was a moment of triumph for Britain, Nepal, and the world. Edmund Hillary was knighted, becoming Sir Edmund Hillary. Tenzing Norgay became Nepal's greatest hero. Their climb changed history. Today, Everest remains one of the hardest challenges on Earth, but Hillary and Tenzing's legacy lives on. They proved that even the greatest obstacles can be overcome, with courage, determination, and the will to reach for the sky. The end. Thanks for watching. For more story, please subscribe our channel.